By now, you've all heard of the movie Cuties. A deranged and disgusting film that not only sexualizes underage girls, but was just an all-around mediocre, lame movie. I went ahead and did some digging, and what I found is pretty disturbing. That's right, everybody. Today, I'll be exposing Cuties, and we'll be taking a closer look behind the scenes. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite gay-looking straight boy Hunter Avalone here, back with another video. And yeah, I'm doing another video on Cuties. I know, I've talked about this subject a lot, and I really hope that this is the last video I have to make on this subject. But hey, maybe some good will come out of this. Maybe I'll get to meet Chris Hansen. Who knows? The glass is always half full. By now, you've all heard of the new Netflix movie, Cuties. It's a French film about a Muslim girl defying tradition by joining a sexually charged dance crew. As you can guess, Netflix is getting a ton of heat for this film. Some reports are even saying that this film and the massive amount of backlash that entailed Netflix publishing it caused the company to lose $9 billion in one day. Now, the other day I reviewed this film, and we've talked about the controversy, we've talked about why this is bad, and we've even talked about how this film is in many ways enabling pedophilia. I brought up that article with psychologists talking about a different show, Dance Moms, that sexualizes children, and how that provided bait for perverts, and I think that this film is really no different, if not worse. So we've reviewed the movie and we've talked about the harm that this movie is creating, but have we actually taken a look at the behind the scenes of this film? Well, I went ahead and did just that, and what I found is a little disturbing, kind of shocking, and all around concerning. First, I want to talk about the director of this movie. I did some research and I watched some interviews with this woman, and to be completely honest, I don't think that she intended harm with this movie, but regardless of what her intentions are, I don't think pedophiles are gonna care. And the director of the film has also stood by claims that the movie is actually a condemnation of the hypersexualization of children in our society. So while Netflix has been a bit inconsistent, she's always been somewhat consistent, and I again don't think that she intended harm with this film. However, when talking about the inspiration for the movie, she said some kind of creepy shit. Back in January of this year, the director revealed the shocking inspiration behind the Sundance drama Cuties. This was, of course, a long while before it was on Netflix, and there had really not been much controversy surrounding the film at the time. But the director talks about the inspiration for this film coming when she saw an amateur talent show she chanced upon when she was visiting her old neighborhood in northern Paris. There were these girls on stage dressed in really sexy fashion in short, transparent clothes, she recalls. They danced in a very sexually suggestive manner. There also happened to be a number of African mothers in the audience. I was transfixed, watching with a mixture of shock and admiration. I asked myself if these young girls understood what they were doing. So this does sound a little bit weird, talking about these girls dancing sexually and inappropriately, and talking about how you thought it was sexy and you admired this. So yeah, I would say that's a little eerie. I'm gonna file that with the creepy department. She goes on to explain that finding the main actress who played Ami took quite a long time, and she says that she interviewed a lot of young preteen girls. She also says that she loves working with youngsters, but admits it comes with a special set of challenges. She says, youngsters of this age are really unpredictable. You can't reason with them like an adult and say things like, "You've signed a contract," she says. At first, reading this doesn't really sound like much, but it kind of makes you wonder, if the director is acknowledging that 11-year-old girls are unpredictable and can't really be reasoned with, and you can't tell them that they've signed a contract, why does she think it's then appropriate to film these girls dancing so explicitly sexually for the public to see. This is really only the tip of the iceberg, because it's also been revealed that the producers of this film received hundreds of audition videos. A source affiliated with the production claims that young girls were instructed to email their audition tapes to Cuties' casting director. The girls were told they needed to introduce themselves, talk about their hobbies, and then showcase their talents. The girls who danced most seductively were called in for an actual screen test where they were then filmed twerking. This archived interview with the French producer also reveals that the casting process was a saga, and they say that we spent over 6 months and saw 650 candidates, and it was only in the very last hour of the last day that we found the girl to play Ami. It was a really emotional moment. The casting director's Instagram also reveals her email with tons and tons of attachments, presumably audition tapes from young girls. So we should definitely keep in mind that these are allegations, and I am making some connections here. However, it does seem a little peculiar that they would have auditioned hundreds upon hundreds of girls, and that according to a source affiliated with this production, the girls who danced the most seductively were called in for an actual screen test. And of course this makes sense, because if the girls are auditioning, the movie features underage girls dancing inappropriately, that would have to be a part of the audition at some point. So this is some really, really creepy shit, and it does make you wonder what was going on behind the scenes of this film. Turns out that that's not all. The Cuties cinematographer has experience filming this kind of material before. Remember, one of the most explicit aspects of the movie Cuties is the way the camera work specifically zooms in on the underage girls' bodies. Well, it turns out that in 2019, the cinematographer for this movie also created a short film in which the entire 15-minute film depicts a 7-year-old girl running around topless. Really, really disgusting shit. So when you piece together the fact that the director was inspired by watching what she claims were girls dressed sexy and dancing inappropriately in a way that she admired, when you look behind the scenes and see the fact that hundreds upon hundreds of audition videos were sent to the producers, and that the girls who danced the most seductively were allegedly called in for a screen test, when you take in the fact that the cinematographer has already made short films depicting children running around naked, when you put all these pieces together, it seems pretty damn creepy. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but lawmakers are calling for the Netflix movie Cuties to be investigated for violations of child exploitation laws. So if the producers of this film did collect multiple videos of underage girls twerking or dancing inappropriately, we'll find that out for sure, but based on what we know so far, it does sound like the producers had plenty of attachments and that the girls who danced inappropriately were the ones who were called in. Representative Matt Schaefer says he has asked the Texas Attorney General Paxton's office to investigate the Netflix film Cuties for possible violations of child exploitation and child pornography laws. Regardless of the intentions behind this film, I really do think it does a lot of harm, and I think it provides bait for perverts. I think that the calls to cancel Netflix is a good thing. Make sure you check out my review of the entire film. You can go ahead and click the link in my description below to watch that, and be sure to share this video so that other people know about the truth behind the scenes of Cuties. Please give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.